Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're well.
And I hope that you're well as well. So today we thought we would do a little bit more of a sort of a chat video, particularly to get to know my husband Umair. And so I've got 10 questions that I'm going to ask him, and we're going to see what the answers are. So it could be anything. He has a little idea but doesn't know the specific questions yet. So there are 10 questions.
So you've written down all these questions on your phone?
I won't remember them all otherwise. Okay, so let's just get into it, huh? So let's find out a little bit more about you. So where did you grow up is the first question. Nice and simple to start with.
I was born in Lahore, which is one of the largest cities in Pakistan, and that's where most of my childhood, most of my life, all my education is from, and I loved every moment of living in Lahore.
Okay. So, what do you think you were like as a child? Be honest. I'll ask your mum later. Make sure you're being honest.
I think, in all honesty, I was a very quiet child. I was shy, and I was shy of, especially when it comes to talking with girls. I went to an all-boys school, and I think, I was very shy, and there were things like which I was really interested in as a child. I think one of a few things top of my head. I loved observing stars at night, especially in summers. It's a very clear sky most of the nights during summers in Lahore, and you get to see so many stars. And I would think if there are other worlds out there, and I was quite into astronomy, and I think that was one of my childhood memories which I still remember.
So you're quite imaginative as a child, you used to think a lot.
I think I was very imaginative, and I would think a lot, which I still do, I think.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with Star Trek, and Star Trek was the old Star Trek, Mr. Spock. I think I loved watching that and thinking about galaxies and universe, and I had lots of imagination as a child.
You loved that film, Back to the Future? Like
traveling that around. Was
okay, it's a little bit later.
Yeah, a little bit later, but yes,
that
on the same lines. I think it's the concept where it's lots of imagination and creativity, and you've made a time machine.
Yeah.
I think there was lots of imagination of time travel, of universe, of galaxies, of stars, and as a child we would sleep on rooftop during summertime, and that's when I would observe stars and would go in my imagination of what's out there.
That's so sweet. Okay, let's go to the next one. So now that we know a little bit more about you as a child, I've written down here, what would be one bit of advice you would give to your childhood self?
I was a perfect child. Anyways, I think I would probably not want to give any advice to me as a child, because children, I think it's important for them to be free, and I was a very free child, and lots of imagination, which I believe every child has. And I think that's important for a child to be without any advice when they are children. But when I was slightly maybe in high school, I would want to give myself advice of not having that haircut and not wearing that black shirt with white polka dots.
Too honest. I need to see a picture of this.
You'll understand what I mean.
That's some good advice then. Okay. So, what are your hobbies now?
My hobbies, it's more that I'm passionate about certain things. I don't know if they're just hobbies or they're more,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I really am fascinated by um, art, I would say, and for that reason, I love Persian rugs, and I again imagine how many years a skilled person would have spent in creating that one individual rug, and it's done with so much passion, with so much hard work, and so much imagination. And that's what really draws me to, it's not a very skillful world anymore. We lack skills in so many things. It's a very fast-paced world, which is all right. But I I think I
You
really
appreciate the skill and the
appreciate,
effort
yeah,
and the
the
creativity,
art of,
talent.
yeah, creating like Persian rugs, and for that reason I think they're handmade, made out of silks and wools, and I think I just love collecting as many as I can. I think we have more rugs than we have space
Yeah, I
in our
agree.
house. And I think it's never going to stop. That's one thing I love, and I think I think you love Persian rugs as well.
I mean, they are absolutely beautiful, and I did not appreciate it until you introduced me to something so beautiful. And yeah, now our house is completely full of them. I don't know where we actually have space left in our house now.
Yeah, but we keep on collecting more because I think it's never enough. And even if there is a room dedicated just to loads of Persian rugs just rolled or in the corner, I don't mind that. It's beautiful. I think another thing which I really enjoy has to do with my childhood is collecting fountain pens.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think as a child I used to love fountain pens, writing with them, and I never had a collection as a child of fountain pens, but I would get fascinated by different fountain
He has
pens.
beautiful handwriting.
It's all right.
It's lovely.
So yeah, I think top of my head these two things, and then I think I'm quite drawn to because I still imagine a lot. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but anyways, I do seek answers to certain questions, and I do seek knowledge, and I think that's another thing I'm really passionate about. I love history, reading about history, and trying to
Personality.
know what to expect in the future. Yeah.
Personality type, you are definitely a researcher. He researches everything. I've noticed this so much about you. He needs to know everything about whatever whatever he's going to do, whatever his interests are. Which is nice. You're very dedicated to what you like to do, and you want to learn more and be good at what it is. That's really nice. Okay, you ready for the next one? Or do you want to add some more?
Yeah,
You
go
ready
on.
for the next one? Okay. Nice and simple one. What would be your favourite city? What is your favourite city?
I think my most loved city is Lahore because I grew up there, and there is, I think, no place like Lahore. And in the local language, in Punjabi, there's a saying, Jinne Lahore ni Vekhya jamia nahi. That means whoever hasn't seen Lahore has not born yet.
Oh.
So I think with all these years spent in England and traveled around different countries and cities in the world, um, I think I have another favorite city which is London. The reason I say that is because I probably would not want to live in London. I would love to live in Lahore though. It's my favorite city to visit. And I think what London has to offer to any person visiting London is unparalleled. I think no other city in the world, as far as I know, has so much to offer. It's so multicultural. It's the food is amazing, and when I say the food is amazing, it means no matter where you are from in this world, if you come to London, you will get your local food there. It's so versatile, and I think it probably is the city where most languages are spoken in the world as well. I think London, with its history and what it has to offer now, is probably my favorite city to visit. If I was to go on holidays, like we have been doing holidays, what we do is we never take a ticket to elsewhere, which can be Europe or somewhere else. We love exploring England, Scotland, and Wales every year. We've done it a lot. We might go elsewhere now, but if it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks of our holidays, we would spend, I think, at least 5 to 7 days in London, because exploring rest of England is one thing, but no matter how many times we have been to London and stayed there, and I've spent some months there as well, I've lived there a little as well, I think there is something new to explore in London every time.
This is what I was going to say. I think you've got so, you grew up in Lahore, so it's an attachment, but we have so many memories in London, and I'm so pleased you said that, because London, I love London as well, but it's I think somewhere that brings back happy memories.
So I think what is true about Lahore, what I said earlier, Jinne Lahore ni Vekhya aur jamya hi nahi, can be said about London as well. Jinne London ni Vekhya aur jamya hi nahi.
Good. Okay. Next one is, do you follow any sports?
I don't follow any sports anymore religiously. I love watching cricket though, and I love playing cricket as well. I think in the last couple of years I have probably become more passionate about other things, but it's very close to my heart, and as a child I used to watch every game of cricket, and I would play cricket on this. I was more of a street cricket player rather than playing in my school or in college. Yes, I would play there as well, but for me I think it was more playing on the street with my brother, my cousin, and we would play for hours and hours.
Would you say that you had do you appreciate the players, or did you have like a team that you would support endlessly? A bit like football in this country, like that is what you support.
Yes, Pakistan.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know why you even asked that question.
But in Pakistan, don't you have like regions of teams?
We do now, but as a child it was team of the sponsors rather than the team of cities, so which I was never interested in. Okay. It's more interesting now because you get team of regions, team of cities.
But that wasn't really a thing before?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it was supporting Pakistan all the time.
Okay, maybe that was a bit of a stupid question.
I still have memories of the 1992 World Cup when we won that, and I cannot tell you how big that was and what it was like on the streets and everywhere.
I wouldn't know. I didn't exist.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. What is your favourite clothes to wear? What do you like to wear? Have you got a style in mind?
I think I'm more of a person who just becomes comfortable with a certain style or certain form of clothing, and I just stick with that. In my opinion, I think there is no clothing more versatile than a white shalwar kameez, and I think for that reason if I was to pick one piece of clothing to wear for the rest of my life, that would be shalwar kameez.
Okay.
The reason for that is you can dress it up like a dinner suit, and you can dress it down like
Casual
a
wear.
jeans and a t-shirt. But when you dress it up like a dinner suit, you are still not compromising on your comfort.
Yeah.
You get those sharp looks without any compromise, and for me, I think it's the best piece of clothing ever invented.
So you're not going back to your childhood teenage look then, with your
I
funny
hope
haircut
not.
and
Yeah.
spotty shirt or whatever you said.
I might watch this video 10 years in the future and might think
Give the
about
same
my
bit of advice.
haircut again, but that's how it is.
Okay, so question number 8. What is your idea of friendship?
I think personally I believe that friendships should be for life, and that's how true friendships are as well, irrespective of what you benefit from the other person or not. And friendship should not be confused with acquaintances, because we have work acquaintances and we have other acquaintances as well. But friendships, I think once you're friends, they are to be your friends for life. And I don't confuse friends with any other people. I think it's
You're a very loyal
important.
friend. You want to keep that long-lasting relationship. so-
I would like to
Yeah.
imagine that. Yes.
Good. I think that's nice. That's very lovely. So, question number 9. Give one place that you would like to visit that you haven't been to.
I think if it is to pick one place, that would be Makkah, and I would love to visit as soon as I can.
That's a good. Yeah, we'll leave it there. I think that's a good answer. Hopefully, we'll go soon. Okay. Last question then. What's one goal you would like to achieve?
I'm not a person who has planned much for anything. I don't plan that much. I think
He's
I'm
the
more
most casual person I've ever met.
impulsive than. But if I was to answer this question, I would probably say I'm learning a lot about religions and history recently, and I would like this to continue, and I would like to know as much as I can and gain all this knowledge before I go from here. Yeah.
Another knowledge bit. Told you he's very knowledgeable. He likes to. He's a researcher. So many unanswered
it's not
questions.
about research. I think it's just something.
It's
I
something
would
you're enjoying
really,
and you like to
yeah.
take the time for, which is only to be appreciated, really. Good. So I feel like I've learned a little bit more about you.
Have you?
I think so. There's a few things I've learned about your funny styles and different things you like. A little bit about cricket that I didn't know. So yeah, definitely very interesting, and I hope that you found this interesting as well. That's all the questions for now, but if you enjoyed this, I'll ask him some more in the future maybe. But I guess we'll see you in another video very, very soon, so take care and goodbye for now.
Bye for now.